Nigeria Info.
With Australia, Canada, Kuruba, Nigeria for 11 arrived to moving from flooding to electricity tariff. Now, last week Friday, when I brought up this very conversation, I came out and I said, Discos had promised to increase tariff rate by the 1st of July, and it is past the 1st of July, and some of the newspapers went on investigative journalism and found out that the Discos had failed to increase tariff because they said that they did not have the power to increase tariff. I did say that, and I know very well what the Constitution says and what the recent act does also say. It says that it's the NEC that's the Regulatory Commission, Electricity Regulatory Commission, that has got the power to regulate the pricing of electricity. And so I was shocked when people called me on that same show. If I had very few calls that day, but I got to understand from the few calls that I had and the few messages that I had that there's been increment in tariff. I found it hard to believe that day, but one gentleman, I think his name was Jude, if I remember correctly, the gentleman did send me 2 different electricity bills, and in one of them the old tariff was used. It was cheaper. He bought more units for a cheaper amount, and he paid a higher amount in the month of July, and he got lesser units. And then I was shocked. I didn't even know how to go about my conversation. However, I have been, would I say vindicated? Because I'm looking at another report, and this time it is on the Punch newspaper. And I do think we also carried it in our business news today, the 4 p.m. bulletin, the business news. We said that the Electricity Regulatory Commission, the agency in charge, came out and said that the Discos have now applied so that they can increase the tariff. I'm choosing my words carefully now, so we can talk factually, right? And this statement was made just yesterday, that 11 power distribution companies in Nigeria applied so that the various electricity tariffs can be reviewed to incorporate the changes in the changes caused by the economic realities, like inflation and the value of the naira and all of the. We've talked about it's becoming a sing song on the show now, because every time we have to make references to the statistics and the data. But it was just yesterday that they applied, 11 of them. I want to believe the 11 power distribution companies, PHEDC is a part of this 11. I really want to believe. Now, the statement added that the Discos also stated their reasons for the rate review, which were premised on factors affecting the quality of service, operations, and sustainability of the companies. Once again, it talked about the quality of service, operations, and sustainability of the companies. Now, in the notice, it is said that NEC stated the application for rate review by the power firms was in line with the rules as contained in the Act 2023, the Electricity Act 2023. However, some residents because I remember what Jude sent to me via WhatsApp was that of a prepaid meter. The bill slip for a prepaid meter. I understand that with estimated billing, it's estimated so there is likely to be an increment every now and then. But when you're buying units for a prepaid meter, it is very clear. If you buy 2,000 naira worth of units, you get a particular amount. Someone was showing it to me. My programs manager was showing me his bill. I've just forgotten how many units he got for 2,000. Yeah, I think I can't remember. I said it's they are put in batches A, B, C, and D. I think is A. This side is A, and they pay higher tariff. I think 2,000 was getting in. Was it 20 something units? Now I cannot remember. So, however, now I don't think he bought it back then. Now it will definitely be more, according to the reports we're getting from residents of Port Harcourt and its environs. And so the question I want to ask is, if the discos, like I reported on Friday last week, are yet to increase tariff because there is a late why are they saying that there is an increment in the tariff of electricity in River State? And I want to guess by extension Bayelsa State as well, because PHEDC is in charge of electricity in Bayelsa State. So please, can you help me? Because I tried, and trust me, my money has been something else. I called this person to help me reach that person. Apparently, there's been a change of guard in the communication department of the company. Remember, the company is privately owned now, so getting information can be really difficult. I tried, so there's a change of guard. I do not have the number of the new person. Nobody seems to have the number of the new person. I reached out to one person to help me get a number, and I finally got the number of a person said to be the PRO. He said, "Oh, send me a text message. I'll do a voice note for you." I'm still yet to get the voice note. So eventually, if I get the voice note, maybe after this conversation, once we're done, maybe if we raise enough dust and it enters the eyes of the company, they will get to respond or something. I do not know. I mean, someone has just I've not even opened the line or the line. Someone has sent me another image of his electricity bill. Okay, so I'm going to do, just give me a minute please so I can view it. Okay, it's loading. While it's loading, the question I want to ask is, since the discos are waiting for NEC, that's the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, to approve increment in tariffs, where did we get this so-called increment that Rivers residents are talking about? Who's lying? Who really is lying? And that's what I want. See, the truth is, my company has to pay my electricity bill for me, so I do not know. No, don't call me. They pay, it's taken from salary, so do not say I'm living in a foreign world. But hey, the point is, I'm lost, and I want you to help me. I really do need your help on the show. 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. For WhatsApp, 0809-030-6416. Look at the story on the Punch and on other dailies. NEC yet to increase tariff. They just received the letter for the demand for an increment. So where are the increments you're talking about coming from? Is it estimated? I'm wondering now, because if it's estimated, we understand that. But when it's from prepaid clients, then I don't know. I've got Dakuku from HA. Dakuku, welcome. Let's hear your thoughts now. Hello, Dakuku. Good evening.
Good evening. Canada, see, there's an increase in electricity tariff in River State a lot. Like where we live, we pay sometimes some people in self-contained take 500, but not.
That is for.
A lot of increase.
Wait.
Added money. But people are reducing our added money in River State. They are using more in the monthly.
Oh, sorry about that. I do not know what happened to the connection. The connection is now lost. Maybe because you were at time, that's why you were rushing through the conversation. However, when you say there's been an increase, like I explained earlier, when it comes to when it comes to estimating, you're estimating unit in watts, right? So when you get to pay, you know how much kilowatts you get. So I would most likely want to hear from. I understand if there's an increment, it affects everybody, but for proper evidence and proper profiling, I like to listen to people with prepaid meters. And I'm seeing this one from Oipa. I just can't, from Alimini, and you're sending me once I'm done with John Paul's call from Ozwaba, I'll get back to you on that one. John Paul, welcome.
Canada, good evening.
Yeah, John Paul, welcome.
Yes. Canada, on our side here is a monthly increase.
Are you using a
sometimes 40,000 on monthly basis?
That's for
so
estimated billing, right? Estimated billing.
Monthly basis.
John Paul, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I'm asking. That's for estimated billing.
Estimated bill.
Oh, okay. So it's on a monthly increase.
Yes.
Oh, I see. All right, then. Thank you very much, John Paul. Thank you very much for that information. Let's see. Let's take one more call before the break. There's a commercial break coming up, so one more call, and I would have been able to understand what Timi Taye Olomu sent to me, because he sent me his prepaid meter bill, but I can't seem to read it. I don't know if it's my eyes or the computer, but I've got Ellen War. Isabella, quickly run through what's on your mind, please. From PHED listening. This is I'll go for the commercial break. When I come back, I'll take the rest of the calls and all the messages that I've poured in. Remember, you can continue to send your messages to the number 0809-0306416. And we're live on Facebook, Nigerian for PH. We're live on YouTube, Nigerian for PH. We're active on Twitter, Nigerian for PH. Nigerian Info FM _PH for Instagram and Thread. Remember, you can follow me as well. Dekalada, THEKALADA. River State House of Assembly petitioned over oil spill in Etio community, Elime local government area. Court quashes suspended CBN Governor Emefiele's arrest detention again. Court discharges former Imo State Governor Rocha Sokorocha over corruption charges. First Lady Oluremi Tinubu meets wives of 36 state governors. US or UK, I beg your pardon, increases visa fees, health surcharge for Nigerians orders. In business, 11 electricity companies apply for review of electricity tariffs. In entertainment, BB Niger All-Star Edition to kick off in a couple of weeks. In sports, UEFA finds Barcelona, Man United orders for breaking rule. On the foreign scene, Kenya president says no more opposition protests. Peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. Conversations continue right about now. Do stay tuned. Minutes to the top of the hour. You and I have got a conversation to finish, and we've been talking about the 11 discos writing to the federal government, the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission to be precise, asking for the approval to increase tariffs. You know, they say, hey, economic realities is going hash on the business and they've got to increase, and so they can have proper funding to give better services. And the question I'm asking is, if there's yet to be a raise, how much? Where is the increment in Port Harcourt and its environs coming from? Talking about electricity now. And no, there's another part of the conversation I like to throw into the mix now. Now, the disco said that this will help increase the quality of service, the operations, and help sustain the companies. So if this will give you proper electricity supply, any increment of some sort, given the economic realities you're faced with now, would you rather pay a little more for electricity and get steady power supply, or do you think this is a no for you? That's the question that I want to throw into the fray right now. The first one is, where is the increment? There's so much talked about increment in Riverside, somewhere in Choba, but you did not send me previous. I think you sent me the one for June, and you were trying to tell me how much units you got for 2,000 naira. Okay, for 45.8, but I guess yours is a different trunk area. My programs manager was saying trunk A, so I'm guessing that was what you were trying to reply to.